Okay, yeah. My life lately, I sort of, God, things I want to do in my life, this is never one of them. More so to be glued to her for it. And I want to say at the very beginning, I'm not a sociopath. I cannot honestly say that I don't love her. I do. Um, but the more I move through this, the more I realize some things. And now they're just pretty complicated. I'm started working on module two, and it's basically about the contract, recognizing what the contract is, recognizing the agreement I had with her, even if I didn't actually fully understand the agreement until now, blah, 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 blah. It, now I've got a video up here it's going to air on October 14th, the day after our divorce is absolutely final. No one can do anything about it. Um, and I'm going to leave it there, although, I'm going to change some of the elements of it at this point, I think. The, In working through module two, I have had to come to the realization, and I posted it on my Facebook page in text because I'm supposed to write this stuff down, and sometimes writing it down helps better, sometimes it doesn't. In this particular case, I'm gonna say it helped more, but there's a very complex relationship that begins between a narcissist and their victim, and I'm definitely a victim. All right. That's just going to bring in elements that I know personally of Tara and can't be expressed in the other way. Um, Anybody who knows Tara, who's talked to Tara, will tell you within 2 minutes of meeting her, she'll be happy to tell you the story about how her dad grabbed her and did these rude, nasty things to her. Now, whether this actually happened or not, I don't know. Her brother claims it didn't, becomes irrelevant. In Tara's mind, it happened. And at that point in time is where Tara's trauma began. Okay, if you can go down someone's timeline and put a little dot and say on this date, blah blah blah. Okay, what happened then is mom come along and didn't do what Tara thought mom should do. So at that point in time, Tara became emotionally isolated. And I don't know what year that was. I don't know what age that was or anything else, but that is the essence of narcissism right there. It all begins at that one point. It's theoretical, unless you know the person extremely well and they've opened themselves up. Well, and like I say, open themselves up, I just have to assume that this is true. So that's where Tara emotionally is stuck. She's stuck right there at that point. 8 years old, 9 years old. I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't. She's never able to relate to me exactly what year it happened, whatever. So it doesn't matter. That is what broke her because mom wasn't there to provide whatever it was that Tara thought she needed. And because she wasn't there, mom complex started. Now, the dual mothership role started right then. So what Tara started to do is search for a replacement for mom, okay, as she moved down the line here. And I remember this happening, and it was very callous at the time. When her mother fell and broke her leg, while I was actually talking to her on the phone when it happened. She goes, "Hang on, I think my mom fell and broke her leg." And then she come back a little later. You had to call me back. I ended up hanging up after waiting for a little bit. It was back in the old landline phone days. And she finally called me back. She goes, "Well, the ambulance took her off. It looks like she broke her leg." And I'm like, "And you stayed?" I mean, there was so much disconnection there. If it'd been my mom, I'd went with her to the hospital, or there's different things you'd do. Hanging out the house to call your boyfriend back wasn't probably one of them. Anyway, around, so there was an interesting disconnection. I remember in that. Never probably more things, but then I turned out and married Tara. So I took her right out of her mother's bosom into mine. Um, what in the world just happened? Okay, my computer just took off doing something. This cat's been up here running around. My computer just took off to do something. Okay. I don't know if I'm still recording or not. My computer just started up some game. Okay, quit, quit, quit. All right, it looks like it's still recording. Sorry about that interruption. All right, so what only thing I did is replace mom. And Tara has repeatedly told me throughout our relationship, I look up to you. I need your help to do this. All of these victimizations. I wrote about it over there. And things I can remember where I'm the victim. Please come help me, support me, be mom or dad to Tara. And I accepted that role. And in furtherance of the bait and the contract, and the bait was a loving relationship with her, which she's incapable of providing because she doesn't know or have love. She doesn't experience human connections. She has no true understanding of intimacy, intercourse, any of these things. It's just not there for her. And but I made this contract with her, and I admit I made the contract. I was wrong. I shouldn't have done it. Doesn't matter. She ended up, and now narcissists have some pretty perverse sexual viewpoints, and I don't think my viewpoints are outside of normal. Um, I mean, all guys joke about having a threesome or uh, uh, joke having anal sex or with their women. Some women allow it, some women don't. Um, blowjobs, things like this. All guys do that, and or every guy I've ever known in my life does it. And I'm not saying that's not necessarily perfectly healthy, but um, it's a need for exploration with your partner, and I think that's healthy. But either way, so with Tara, she kept at one point in our relationship, after the sex degraded and degraded and degraded between us, she goes, having sex with you is like fucking my dad. Well, that didn't make any sense at the time. It just something sick to say as far as I was concerned. But now it makes sense because I understand that mom, dad was kind of the same role for her. It was something she was looking for in her childhood she never got. And so she put me on that pedestal after I married her. It's normal for narcissists to do that. You read about it. She put me on that pedestal, and now she's trying to knock me back off of it. And it's just a sick, perverted, twisted way that narcissists run in circles on these things. And I guess this part of the module is learning the hardest part. Well, he says it gets worse and worse. I'm not sure what's coming next, but this is a lot harder than the last one. And this is about ego. Uh, and this comes the next stage of this, is that technically, mentally, I have to kill the person I am now. I cannot be the person I am now when I'm done because the person I am now is infected because my ego is colonized, infected by her narcissism, which means I reflect narcissism in my ego. And that ego says to keep this relationship alive long after it's been dead. So I have to admit I'm wrong. Okay, I'm wrong. I have to admit that I was fooled, and I'm ashamed at being fooled. I have to admit that she did me wrong. I have to admit she could never provide me what I wanted, which is a true love and relationship. All of these things I have to admit, and I've done it by writing, and now I'm sitting here thinking about it, and then I admit it. I lose. I lost before I ever began, and I lost because you don't have those things to give me. You pretended you had them, but you don't. They're not there. You've never had them. They're not in you. They're not there, and that's sad. And that's the child. That's the child that you rush into the burning building to save, and that's part of the trauma bond. That's how it works. But I have to stand there and not rush into the building. I just have to stand there and watch you burn to death or whatever, because it's not. I can't. And I said that on the front porch. I watched that video again today. I made sure to watch it because I sat there on the front porch and told you I'm done. I can't do this no more. I said it out there after I found all that cat shit and things upon your slide out and everything. I was like, man, I can't do this no more. So, you know, that day you were screaming out here in the driveway, I won, I won, I won. Yep, you won. Okay. I lose. You beat me. You didn't have the moral center that I have. I can't do some of the things you can do. I just can't. I can't run out here and have an affair, you know, just simply because I can. I can't do that. I, it ain't in me to, to be that nasty of a person. I can't do it. So you win. And, you know, when you were walking out here and you made that fucking pop up about, oh, last time we were separated, I just wish I would have went out and got me some dick. That's just gonna stick with me forever. That's so inhuman to say something like that. And to be such a pretty person, you know, physically, to be so horribly ugly inside. That's terrible. You win. I can't overcome that. I can't be that nasty and mean and ugly. You know, and I went as far as I could go, even with what we've done, because I told you not to be that way. And you within 2 hours, man, you went all the way. You were out here calling the police, trying to tell them to come take my guns because I'm a drunk alcoholic with guns and blah blah blah. Blah. You know, Riley words come out. Riley Roden's word come right out of your mouth. So okay, I did the nastiest things I can do, and I tell you what, in my opinion, they were pretty damn nasty. They really are. But I don't fucking hold a candle to you. I cannot beat you at that game. I I can't. You know, I mean, you showed me that when you started having affairs on me. I mean, it's just opening your legs for anybody, as long as it hurt me. I mean, what kind of person are you supposed to be? I can't win against that. I can't I can't beat you at that. The only thing I can do is say, okay, you won. I mean, I just can't hold a candle. I lose. And good luck. I mean, I can't do anything against that. You know, you watch movies about people on TV, you know, that do things like this, and then you're thinking to yourself, thank God I don't know anybody like that. Well, I know somebody like that. Man, I lived with him. I don't even know what to say after that, honestly. I just don't know what to say. You know, in this module, I'm supposed to admit my loss, and I tell you what, doing these videos and writing this stuff down really, really helps. I move through this stuff so fast because I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to do what I need to do to heal to become a real person again. And I'm not sure what the person, well, I've kind of been hinted at what I'm going to look like what I'm going to look like when I'm done with this person. I'll look more like I look mentally, at least. The person that when I first met you, I'll look more like that person. And I'm okay with that. I just can't get my head around, you know, after reading this module and thinking about you and the way you think and everything. I just can't get my head around that. I guess I was destined to lose on that, that's for sure. I mean, I think you tried to drag me in with you. That's what really stopped me. I can't go that far. All right, maybe that'll finish up this module. Or at least get me started.